Well, guys, we can see we have something going on here, and it's a test fire. Um, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. We hope it will, but we will see. So I figured I'll go live. Hopefully, this ends up all working. I'm going to see if I can bring Shannon on with me. I have Lab Padre open. I have NSF, and I'm watching them to see what's going on because they have some great on the ground coverage. Let me see if we can bring that up. Is that here? Yes, no, maybe. Is it here? Let's see. Here it is. That works. There you go. So, yeah, so on the upper right hand corner, we have Lab Padre, their feed, and then we have NSF's feed on the bottom half. And I just figured we'd watch to see what's going on. Once again, they have great coverage right from Starbase. Those guys do a fantastic job over there. Um, this is just really strange for me because I don't understand what they're doing. They've never done this before. Actually, did any type of testing on the mount. So we will see what ends up happening here. I don't know if they're going to actually fire off six Raptors or if they're going to just fire off one. It is really strange. It is really strange, but they're actually doing it, which is weird. Um, you know, I'm I'm excited that they're at least getting close to going live with this thing because supposedly we're going to see this launch on August 4th. Now, what's important about that for me is that I will be there. Shannon's going to be there also. And we have a balcony spot overlooking everything. And we are going to actually be live during the launch. You know, I call it IFTX, right? Specifically for Elon, right? So IFT 10. So, I mean, the only problem that I have with this whole thing is that it's a block two. And like the block two have like an issue. I don't know what's going on with block two, but they've been having problems for a while. And hopefully they fix these things because I don't know. Do me a favor, guys. Let me know how audio sync is. If we're off too far one way or another, let me know and I'll kind of play with that. Today I don't have tea. I actually have coffee. Now you know something is wrong. So I have my coffee, so I figured, well, supposedly we're going to be going live within about, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. It looks like everything's chilling down like it should be. Doesn't look like there's a lot going on. So this is where, when I look at it, it feels more like a single engine test instead of multi-engine, but we will see. What's going on over here? We have some ad. All right. Well, maybe that will come off. That's okay. They need their ad revenue too. So whatever goes through is fine with me. Um, so as far as this goes, I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Are you guys excited for this one? What do you think about this being a block two once again? I mean, at this point, the thing would have blew up last time, right? On the pad. This, I think, is, in my personal opinion, I want to know what you guys think. I think this is a really ballsy move. Um, And the reason I say that is if this thing blows up like it did the last time, I mean, you're looking at like some serious problems. I mean, a big setback because this is their launch pad. Obviously, they're making another one, but still, that's not complete. So I don't know. I don't know. This is, once again, I think pretty damn ballsy that they're doing it. And I'm there for it. I am there for it. I'm glad to see it. I'm happy that they're actually doing it. And we're going to see what ends up happening today. What are they going to do? If this thing gets through, let's say today, and they do the test, well, that August 4th date might hold. And if it does, then it's a really good thing. Because, like I said, we're going to be in Texas for it. So I'm going to see if I can get Shannon on with us. I haven't seen him here yet, but maybe he will come on with us. And if he does, let me see here. Let me see. Here we go. I'm going to see if we can get him in here. No. All right. Hold on, guys. All right. Well, we'll see if we can get him on here. Um, There's issues that always goes on, whenever you're dealing with this kind of stuff. So, but once again, let me go into the chat and say hello to everyone. Who do we have here? We have Rolo. Thank you for being here. City Twister HD is in the house. Carl, no one. I like that. The Path to Maine. Welcome. Mr. Developman. Don is in the house. Peter Gosling is here. How you doing, Peter? Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Peter just gave 10 free memberships, guys. 10 free memberships. If you're one of the folks that just got a free membership, say thank you to Peter. Thank you, Peter. I really appreciate that. Ken Mix is in the house. No one I already said. Bob Williams is here. If you are hanging out, watching to see what transpires here, please say hello in the chat. If you have never been here before, definitely say hello. Even if you put an emoji, at least I can recognize you and I know that you're here. That'd be cool. Stop lurking. Don't lurk. Write something in there. So if you are, let me see, Duran, Colby, Joe, Tex, Blackjack, Dave, let's see, Daredevil Dan, I like it. RS, Martin, if you are maskless or any of you folks, you got a free membership from Peter Gosling. Say thank you to Peter. Let's see, Welsh and Sun Farms, thank you for being here. Scott is here. Astronaut. I like it. I like it. Very cool. Let's see, RH Houston is here. If you have a question, just put in at J Christina, at J Christina. This is really, to me, very important, this launch in comparison to past launches, because they will hopefully end up putting out those, let's call them version threes. For a while, I used to call them version two instead of mini, version two maxis. Now they're actually called version threes finally. So the version threes, the duds, supposed to come out of that Pez dispenser at the top fairing this time. If this thing doesn't blow up at 6 to 8 minutes, like number seven, number eight, and number nine did. So they've been having a lot of problems with this block too, and I've been talking to you guys about it for quite some time, and hopefully this kind of fixes itself and there's less problems or no problems going forward. There's going to be issues because that's just what happens whenever you're dealing with rocketry, right? It is rocket science and it's not easy. So they're going to have problems, but that's the one thing that's nice about SpaceX is they work through them and they work through the problems quickly in comparison to other places that, well, like NASA, they just simply don't. They just don't work through anything, or they work through it over the course of many, many months or years. That is the main thing that they've been working on with SpaceX and their Starship, is that making it reusable is very important. And to do so, you have to, no matter what, you absolutely have to have the reusability in that heat shielding. And the heat shielding is what is it. That's the problem, matter of fact, with Space Shuttle. Space Shuttle was great. It worked great. The problem is those heat tiles would come off. They would unstick, let's call it. They would fall off. And then when they would fall off, they would have to be put back on and redone. And it would take sometimes 7, 8 months for a crew of people to do it. Here, what Elon Musk is trying to do is make this ship fully reusable, whereas that includes the tiles. And one of the things that I think will be on this ship that they tried testing the last couple of times, but it never got that far because it kept blowing up, but was the new tiles. They have different tiles, not just the plain ceramic tiles. They have, instead of passively cooled tiles, they have actively cooled tiles, meaning that there is a flow of something behind those tiles that are actively cooling them. That's a pretty cool thing right there in itself. Because if you think about it, you have a lot of cold propellant, cold substances on board that you can run through the backside of them and keep it cool if you needed to, almost like you would with a CPU, right? With a water-cooled CPU. Instead of passively cooled, which would be a CPU just sitting there or even a fan kind of blowing on it, right? An actively cooled would be a CPU that has that copper plate that goes over the CPU, and then fins, gills, let's call it. And then you have running through that the liquid cooling. So it's going to be something like that too. So I'm eager to see what happens with that. Block 2 has been the arch nemesis of SpaceX for a bit now, so I don't know what is happening. Hopefully, they get this all right. Yes, like a radiator, John says. That's basically right. So instead of passively cooled, they will be like a radiator cooled from the backside, which is really interesting. Um, People don't realize this, but those heat shield, those tiles are about the size of a dinner plate, and they're about as fragile as a dinner plate too. They are ceramic, so they can crack pretty easy. And when they place them on the ship, they're actually placed at different distances apart. They're not all stacked one on top of another, and the reason being is there's different heat loads for different areas of the ship. So when the ship's coming in belly first like this, a ton of plasma is pouring off the bottom, right? That's going to get the hottest heat. And then on the top of it, you're going to get the lowest heat. So as it wraps around, it's cooler. And those tiles are then spaced closer together. Where the heat is, when there's a lot of heat, they're kind of spaced a little further apart to give them that ability to expand and contract from thousands and thousands of degrees to negative, to thousands and thousands of degrees to negative, which is an incredible feat in itself. And to keep them on without popping off is even more of an incredible feat. There's a lot of miracles that go on with this ship, which is kind of cool, right? Kind of cool, guys. Let's see who else is here. Once again, if you're just kind of hanging out, I appreciate you being here. Sean from Ireland, thank you for being here. Let me see here. Scott is in the house. Who else? Ken Mix, Rick. Once again, if you have a question, put at J Christina. It pops up really easy. Once again, at J Christina. At J Christina. Welsh Son says, smash that thumbs up. Yes, that'd be awesome. Thumbs ups are always good. Let's see. Terry says, proud Starlink user here. Awesome. Terry, glad you have Starlink. I've had Starlink now for about 50 months, and I've done so far about 550, 530, somewhere on there, videos just specifically on SpaceX Starlink. So when you're done watching this, go take a look at some of those if you haven't already. There's a lot of good stuff over there. Robert, Pickles in the house, how are you doing? From Texas, probably right down the street from where this is going to be taking place. Then again, Texas is damn big, right? It is huge. It is huge. Let's see. John is in the house. Says they have a lot of new stuff to test before lighting up. Yes, they do. There is a lot of stuff to test for sure. Let's see. Let's see. Once again, if you have any questions, put in at J Christina. It makes it easy, and I'll find them right away. I'm here for the bonfire. This is from Joe Hunt. I like that. Yes. Well, we'll see what's happening. Phil's camping. Thank you for being here. Hmm. Interesting. Yep. It looks like I don't know why there's that much venting out. That is a lot. Interesting. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Something looks off there. We'll see. We'll see. Joe, are you going to post any of your great photos from Montana? That's from David. Popular, yes. I'll put some more into the community area. I did a lot of photos and a lot of video when I was in Montana, as well as when we went. I don't know. For me, like I really enjoyed Montana, and there's just so many pictures. It's like hard to share a lot of it because there's just a ton of different things. But yeah, I'll put some more in there for sure. Rocky Comfort Living, thank you for being here. Says really hoping that they get it right. Yes, they need to. They need a win to keep the momentum going. Better Starlink service once this gets rolling. Rocky Comfort Living, that is 100% the case, and I'm glad that you get it. I'm glad that you get it. And that is absolutely 100% it. Because remember, once they get this thing working and they can actually get this into orbit and place those real version 3 satellites up there, those version 3 satellites are going to just make everything just simply faster. We're going to be able to see gigabit speeds. Now, not everyone's going to get gigabit, but you will be able to get gigabit, especially business class. So gigabit will be available, but what will also be available is lower latency, less downtime. Because those version 3 satellites, in comparison to the version 2.0 minis that are up there right now, they're massively different. They're 4 times the size. Just think about that size difference. 4 times the size and anywhere between 15 and 20 times the capacity. Let's even call it 10 times, just to kind of round down even. 10 times the capacity. That means, like, if you put up 100 of the version 2.0 minis, well, let's just call it 100, you get it's the equivalent to 1,000, or excuse me, 100 of the threes. It'd be like 1,000 of the 2.0 minis. You're looking at 10 times. It's more like 15 to 20 times the capacity, but it's a lot, okay? And then the latency is going to be a lot better also. So people have been asking me, what do you think about buying a new SpaceX Starlink dish, the entire kit as of right now, or should I wait for the version 3s to come out, the version 3 satellites? And that's kind of like a hard one. If you need a Starlink now, I would say buy it. But understand this, it is my personal opinion that once version 3 satellites are up there, they are going to update the dish and to kind of take full advantage of those version 3s. I think those version 3s, once again, are going to be able to push that gigabit speed, and I am not sure if the dish that we currently have will be able to facilitate that. If they can't, they will definitely have a new dish, and at that point, you would want to buy that one, right? If you want those higher speeds. Do you need them? Do you not? Some people will be like, well, I don't need that much. What we have now is enough. And if you are in that spot, then so be it. You're great. If not, well, you might want to wait. That is something that you can do, and it's not going to hurt. You can wait, and hopefully, um, those new version 3s are out there sooner than later. I'm going to guess the version 3s will be available, let's say, for usage. In other words, already on orbit, at least 100, 200, 300 of them would be the first part of next year. So first quarter, I think we'll see version 3s up there, maybe even before that. It really depends if they blow this thing up again or not. Once again, this is IFTX, right? IFTX, IFT10, which is just amazing. And we will be there doing coverage live. And this will be the first time that I'm actually there. I've been covering these ever since the very beginning, since beta times. When I first started with SpaceX Starlink, there was 112,000 people. Now there's what, 6 million or something, some crazy number. So I've been here for a long, long time, but this will be the first time that I actually watch a Starship and cover it live. So my fingers are crossed that if this thing actually goes, then great. If the testing is fantastic, but by the looks of this, I don't know. I don't see any more. You don't see any of that off gas. Nothing is going on over there. It's kind of quiet again. I, f- I feel like something happened. It looks like they might have aborted this. So if anyone knows, if anyone has heard anything down below in the chat, let me know. What have you heard? While I've been jibber jabbing about the version 3 Starlink satellites. Peter Gosling with 5 free memberships. If you are Juan, Hover, let me see who else. Hackdod, Mary, William, you got a free membership. Say thank you to Peter. Thank you, Peter. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing no gases or very little off gassing going on. Really strange. I don't know what is going on there. And it's almost like a, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Once again, if you guys are hearing anything, let me know. Let me know what you guys hearing, what you're hearing about this test. Is it going? Is it not going to go? Let me see if there's any other questions. If you have any questions, put in at J Christina. Love the photos. This is from Peter. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate you. Love the photos. So I've never been to these places. I appreciate that, Peter. Yeah, I'm going to share some more of those photos. It was a lot of fun. Montana was beautiful. I mean, Big Sky was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Wyoming was beautiful. We got to see old, Faithful. The geyser go off. It was a lot of fun. We ended up hiking to the top of a mountain. It was about 1,300 feet elevation above where we started at base camp. So 1,300 feet took us about 2 hours to hike. And when we got to the top, we ended up at Lava Lake. Absolutely, just I don't even know how to even describe it. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Not an easy hike, but it was definitely worth it. If you guys are in the area and you want to see something amazing, hike Lava Lake. It's definitely something worth seeing for sure. Beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. Um, let's see. Joe says I have a third generation flat mount on my van. Nice, and a mini. And the mini is a hot ticket. Yes, I love the mini. The mini is an awesome, awesome unit. So small, yet so powerful. The mini is really, really great. Rocky Comfort Living says, how do I get membership? Um, so the way the memberships works is whenever someone gives free memberships, YouTube just randomly selects people based on their interaction, is what they say how it works. I don't know, to be completely honest with you, but that's what they say. That's how it works. There's no way to really know. Terry says, Rocky. Saying I was between 200 and 250 lately. Yeah. I've been seeing some really fast speeds. After this whole thing that went on where there was that blackout for 2.5 hours that we were live for, my last speed test was, I don't know if you can see it, 305 down, 305 megabits down, and 18.5 megabits up. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this, guys, while we're live. Why not? I'm going to do a quick speed test right now and see what we get. Obviously, we are online. We have three ISPs currently providing a signal, but right now I'm only testing SpaceX Starlink to see what kind of speeds we get. We'll let that kind of run. Once again, if you have a question, put at J Christina, at J Christina. Mm, Here we go. There we go. Let me go ahead and do that speed test. This thing failed for some reason. I don't know what happened with my phone. I'll get that speed test again. Let's see here. Phil's camping review says Glimmer Space launched Ellis Flight 1. Australia was first demonstrating their design in the launch. Yes, nice. Let's see. The rocket hover briefly. Hmm. Ken Mix says still only a person to click the like button. That's okay. Thank you, Ken, for that. If you like the video or you like the live, click the like button. That's fine. For some reason, YouTube likes thumbs ups and thumbs downs. It doesn't even matter. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's always been like that. So you could, if you don't like it, you can always do a thumbs down. That works too. Let's see. Here from Palaca, Florida. It's Ricky Joe. Thank you for being here. Peter receive the gifted YouTube membership, you need to actively opt in to receive them from specific channel. This is done by enabling the allow gifts settings within the channel membership options. I didn't even know that. Thank you for that, Peter. That's how you do it, guys. So Paul says he got 291 down by 21.2. Here we go. So I just got a test done. 207 this time, 207 megabits down by 18.6 up. So 18 is pretty, let's say that seems the last time it was 305, this time is 207, but the 18 was identical for the up speed. So we're going to get this thing running again. Look at this. Look at this time. We're sitting at 260, 270, 278 this time. And let's see what we got for an up speed. Look at that. It's pretty stuck on that 18. It reminds me of the days way back where SpaceX Starlink wouldn't say that they were throttling, but I used to say that they were throttling. It would always get to about 10 megabits. It would go up to like 15 and then drop back down to 10 over and over and over. We got 16.9 up this time. So it just reminds me of those days. That's how it was, right? Back then when there were so many people onboarding. Let's see. Moving on. Who else we got here? Scott, once again, has 209 down. If you want to share whatever your speeds that you're currently getting with SpaceX Starlink, share them. Always love to see. And do me a favor, when you share your speed, share what unit, which generation are you using, and where are you located? Let's see. All right, sir, are you still running Linux? Yes, this is guitar stuff. We are still running Linux, and I'm still liking it. It's really good. Matter of fact, they just did an update. I'm going to do a video. Today's video was about AI, and there's a lot of people when they watched my video are a little bit nervous because I was talking about Sam Altman and how he said, listen, you need to be nervous about AI because they might make me give the law enforcement or the government your queries when you use ChatGPT, which is a bad thing. And he was talking about how, it makes him nervous too because he uses AI. And when he does use AI, he is very thoughtful about what he puts in there and what he doesn't because they can subpoena OpenAI or ChatGPT for your records. And he was saying that he doesn't agree with it, and I don't agree with it either. So watch today's video that I just put out about an hour ago or so to watch that. But what I was saying about with Linux, they put out a new kernel, and that kernel supposedly has a lot of updates where it comes to audio and video and other things. So I just downloaded, I installed it, everything went well. I'm going to do some testing to see how it's going. Right now, I am broadcasting using this, which is a MacBook Pro. And the reason I'm doing it actually is, or one of the reasons is I'm testing things out so that when we go live from Starbase on August 4th, fingers crossed that it actually happens. They don't blow this thing up today. Um, when we go live on August 4th, I have it already pre-set up. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of setting things up. One of these images right now we have, let me see, Lab Padre on the upper right, and then on the lower right we have NSF, their feed, because they have a really good on-location feed, camera feed. Those guys are great over there. So I have that, and we will have from a balcony just a few miles up the road, we will have direct access to the launch through a monstrosity of a lens that I'm going to bring with me. So we'll have some live footage too, directly from us. So looking at this right now, this just does not look promising to me. I'm looking at like gassing here. It does not look promising. Something is, I feel like something stopped. And this was probably about 10 minutes ago. If anyone in the chat knows or have heard anything, let me know. when I look at this, it feels like they just stopped. I don't know, like if there was an issue. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. What camera do you use for streaming or recording? That's from Path of Maine. And once again, if you have a question, put at J Christina. They pop up really quickly, and I can see them. So I have about 9 or 10 Canon cameras. I have a few Sonys. I have a bunch of different cameras. Obviously, I was a professional photographer, a DP, a director of photography, working on episodic TV and this kind of stuff. So I work with Reds and all kinds of different cameras. It doesn't matter really what it is, but I have a bunch here. I have some 200 millimeters. I got some 300 millimeter, 400 millimeter lenses, some bazookas, as I call them. I'll probably strap one of those onto a DSLR and maybe like an APS-C instead of a full frame to get that extra reach and see what kind of stills that we can get from South Padre. I'm excited about it, guys. I'm excited about it. So we will be in Margaritaville. That's the location where we'll be shooting from, Margaritaville, and Shannon and I will be there. And I'm just so stoked for this. This is really good. I just hope that it all goes over regardless. I have flights, we have rooms, everything is just like preordained, all of the gears kind of piled up, kind of stuff. And we're doing some testing now, obviously, different mics, all kinds of things. So when this goes, and I say when is August 4th is what I'm hoping on. Even if it goes August 5th or August 6th, I think we're going to stay. So we're flying out, or we will be there. We'll meet up there. So I will be flying out no matter what on the 3rd. So I will be there for you guys. So even if we go and then for some reason they pull out the last day or something, I'll probably just do coverage literally from Starbase, and yeah, and so this way you guys can like see some coverage from there. Anyways, that will happen a lot more often once Starbase Duo, the Starbase 2 comes online over here at Cape Canaveral, Kennedy Space Center, or the Space Coast here in Florida. Because once that happens, I'm literally like 3 hours away. I can just drive in and I will be there with you guys for every launch or just about every launch. So that's that's going to be really cool. So for now, we're going to be there for this one. We're going to fly out and hopefully it doesn't disappoint. Even if it blows up, if we're there, I'm okay with it. I want to hear it. What would be just the best is to hear that supersonic where it cracks the sound barrier as it's coming back in, and they catch the super as they catch the super heavy. That would be cool. That would be cool to capture that. Ken Mix says, do you use any Raspberry Pis? There you go. This Raspberry Pi, I have a bunch of Raspberry Pis. I have one that's running my Time Machine, which is a stand-up video game with about 15,000 retro games on it. I did some videos on how I created that. But this Raspberry Pi right now has T-Mobile, it has fiber, and it has SpaceX Starlink, all three coming into it. And it's running two different pieces of software. So I do failover and fallback type of stuff. QoS. I basically have created a personalized router that does the job properly, unlike all the other routers I've tested. There's a few good routers like PepLinks, and there's a few good ones, but I just made my own because I'm anal retentive. I did a video on this too, so check that out. It's in that bunch of 530 SpaceX Starlink videos, so check that out. Let me see. Once again, if you have a question, at J Christina, at J Christina. Let's see. Don, I use a mini PC and I make sure that one I use is 12 volt DC so that I can use 12 volt battery. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. To power them, or ham radio power supply. Absolutely, that works too. No wall warts. That's right. I love it. I love it. Yeah. 12 volt is the way to go. And that's one of the things that's really nice about the minis too, with going mobile with a mini, that it actually has the little barrel connector. I mean, you can't beat that, right? The old, like if you had a version 2, when the version 2 were in, right? The Gen 2s, if you wanted to use them remotely, you would have to have an inverter, right? So you'd have to take your DC, which was your battery power, and convert it to AC and then power your Gen 2. And whenever you go from DC to AC, even if you have a really expensive sine invert, like a good inverter, you're still going to lose 10%, 15%. It's just a waste of power. At that point, you might as well get something that has a method to bring in DC. And that's what SpaceX did. They listened to all of our requests. And now you can power the damn thing. I think it's like 48 volts, 12 volts, 20 volt, whatever. You can power it right through a barrel connector, right from a Jackery or an EcoFlow or whatever. Your golf cart, you can power a mini. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's the way to go. If you're going to be doing anything remotely, that is the only way to go. Phil's Camping Ground says Starlink sent me a new dish. It's called Starlink Standard. There you go. Would that be the version 3? It is probably be the latest and greatest. Is probably what you have. Probably with the little kickstand. It'll be like a Gen 3 on the business performance dish, but only standard listed on the. Yeah, it's probably the same thing. I'm gonna guess. If you look at it, you should be able to. You'll know. It's just the latest one. I'm seeing once again no gassing at all. No, I mean, there's nothing going on over there. That site is just about dead. There's just a little. You see a little bit of gassing in the background. Nothing on the ship. Nothing around the ship at all. I have a feeling that that is a abort. Anyone has a minute, take a look, see what you find. If they said that they aborted, let me know. Let me know while I'm answering some of these questions. Someone in the chat said 2 engines are down. 2 engines are down. Interesting. I missed that. Let's see, moving down here, J. Christina, have Generation 2, Generation 3. This is for Terra. I currently have a Generation 2 with the fully articulated top, so that I don't have to touch it. It's up there. If it needs to be moved, it's moved automatically. I don't have to do it. So I do like the Generation 2 for that. And I've always recommended people buy a used Generation 2 if you're older, if you don't have the ability to get on your roof, if you don't feel safe and you don't want to hire someone. Generation 2 is really nice because you put it up there and that's it. It just stays up there. My Generation 2 has been on there for 2 or 3 hurricanes so far, a tornado that ripped through, and it's still there. All right. So I don't know. I guess I did a pretty good job with the gluing it down or something. I don't. Up, here we go. Here we go. Let me see. Let me see. Um, let me see. Hold on just a second. Let me see if this works. Maybe. Maybe. Did it work? No. It did work. Hey, can you hear me, Shannon? Maybe you are there. Now let me see if I can get your audio on here. I don't see your audio, but that's okay. We'll see if we can fix that real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Audio controls for Shannon. All right, go ahead and give me an audio test.
1, 2, 3,
I don't see. Oh, go ahead.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. I don't hear you, but I'm going to, in just a second, I will. So bear with me 1 second here. Let me go ahead and monitor. All right. You still there?
I am.
Okay. So hold on. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to change this up for a second and see if I can hear you, but in a different way. So hold on 1 second
Okay.
here. Let me see.
I'll just sing a
At least Shannon
song.
is here. You're here. I can't hear you, but that's okay. I will get
Yeah,
that fixed one way or another.
I'm here.
Let me Let me go ahead and get this ad off here because they have some ad going on. There we go. We'll leave that on there. And let me see if I can go into here. Bear with me here. Do 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 do. Well, this is good because this is the all the testing that we have to do and figure out why your audio is not coming through. But can everyone else hear? That's the question right there. Can everybody hear can everyone hear Shannon? Yes or no?
Can I
It
hear
says
myself?
we are getting an echo.
Can I hear
Okay.
myself? Yeah.
An
So
echo?
you
You got
guys
an
can hear
echo?
me, but Joe can't hear me.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and change that. Hold on. Okay. So now you guys should not be getting an echo. Let me know. Let me know. No more echo? Is there an echo? Yes or no? There's still now there's a bad echo. Interesting.
Echo. Oh, I can't do
Okay.
that.
Hold
I
on.
can't turn my TV up
Echo
because
is
that
still
creates an
there.
echo. But my
Isn't
TV
that what
is down.
happened? Okay. Yeah, that was what was happening before. Let me go ahead and
And I
see
don't have
here.
a live chat up, so I can't see what's
All
going on.
right. Let's see. Let's see. Do. Okay. I wonder where that echo is coming from. I wonder if it's your side, Shannon, or my side. Think it's my side? It could be. Let me see. Because they're saying that there's still an echo going on here. Only Jay is echoing. So that's only I'm echoing. Okay.
I'll turn my
Okay.
audio back on then.
It's almost
I
like you're
turned
getting
off
a
my
double feed
microphone.
then. Shannon is good. Okay. Hmm. All right. Bear with me, people. Let's see if we can find out what the problem is. While we're waiting to see if this thing goes off or not.
So excuse my unshaven face, guys. It's been a busy week.
Mhm.
So shortly before Joe went on the air to explain this thing
Okay,
here.
let me try this. I'm gonna, Shannon, I'm gonna drop your feed and see if I keep the echo, if there's still an echo on me, so we can see if it's your feed that's echoing or me. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna drop Shannon really quick here. So hold on just a second, guys. All right. So Shannon was dropped. Guys, in the chat, let me know, am I still echoing? Am I echoing? Yes or no in the chat. Am I echoing? Echo appears when both of your mics are on, one by one, no echo. All right, interesting. Okay. All right, echo's gone. Echo went away. No chat after that. Okay. So we're seeing an echo when it's the two of us on. So there's got to be a feed that's coming in on the backside on the other side. So hang in there 1 second. Let me see real quick if we can get this fixed in short order while we're still waiting. Are we seeing any more outgassing? No, it doesn't seem that way. So if you guys are hanging out, I'm going to say that this thing has been scrubbed. Now, does that mean that they're going to still do it tonight? I don't know. This afternoon, I don't know. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. But so if you guys kind of start sloughing off, I understand. But if you are going to be leaving, do me a favor, bear in mind on August 4th, hopefully, um, hang out with us because we will be live for coverage of the Starship X, Starship 10, and it will be live from South Padre, so from Starbase. I'm excited about it. I'm psyched about it. This should be really, really awesome. So, definitely, like I said, if you leave, don't forget to subscribe and come back. Watch the community page because things that are going to happen, I will put there. And also, we're going to try to have a meetup while we're there. So, if anyone goes to South Padre Island during that period of time, August 4th, 5th, 6th, or somewhere around there, depends on when this thing actually goes up, we're going to try to do like an informal meetup and shake some hands and say hello to everyone. And then possibly before the end of the year, we'll do a more formal meetup someplace and hopefully have all of you guys together. We can kind of chill out and just kind of talk in person compared to like this all the time. So bear that in mind. I just wanted to let you know before, and is we're just watching this and see if this thing starts gassing up again or what's going on. We don't see much going on, so we'll see. Let me see. Let me see. Announced that it had been scrubbed. Oh, there we go. Don said NSF announced that it had been scrubbed on the lower screen. There you go. I haven't even looked over there. So it appears to have been aborted. Test 37 and the orbital launch mount. Yep, I see it. I see it. So that makes sense. As soon as you start seeing, like, we can see some frosting still, going on there, but that's just going to slowly, kind of dissipate and slough off over time. But when we started seeing all of that off gassing happen where it really shouldn't be happening, where it's just like a ton and it's actually leaving, kind of knew that it was going to be it. I wonder what happened though. You know, I look at it this way. At least they didn't blow the damn thing up on. It shouldn't be there anyways. They shouldn't be testing this thing here. This is like an anomaly. This is one of those things that someone was sitting there doing like mathematics, like, okay, so the amount of thrust of three engines instead of six, that should at a rate of doing math like on like a little sheet of on like some notebook paper or something. That's what it feels like they were doing here. Now obviously they have the thing locked down, so it's not going to like launch. It's not going to supposedly hurt anything, but still, if it does explode and it takes out the tower, well, god, that's a bad thing. So to do this is just kind of scary to me. I'm really shocked that they're even attempting it, right? Just, normally it would be done in Massey, and then they had the explosion, a lot of stuff happened, and it's like, well, okay, so we're not going to be able to do it. This is their plan B, but it's a risky plan B is the way I look at it. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. Anyways, like I said, they seem to have aborted, so I don't think it's going to happen today. They if they want to, they can do it again later on, but they probably won't. They probably won't do this at night. It would make more sense during the day. It's you get a better picture, you get more data, visual data and stuff. So if they do it, they'll probably do it again tomorrow. Maybe they'll do it tomorrow morning. I'll keep like I'll keep an eye open for it and see if it's going to go down. If it does, I'll go live so we can cover it. Shannon, thank you so much for those gifted memberships. If you got a gifted membership, please say thank you to Shannon. Please say thank you to Shannon. Let's see. Peter says, I think it's feedback from Shannon's. It might be feedback from Shannon. Sometimes what will happen is when I'm speaking, then Shannon's will feedback like into the loop. So we'll get that double, but it could be mine too. I don't know. It's something that we'll look through and kind of work it out for next time here. Let's see. Don said, yep, the announcement was done. Absolutely. Ricky Joe says, we already had a heck of a week when Walmart on the way home, the vehicle broke down. Oh, God, smoke, the hood, belt broke. Ay, ay, ay. That's not good, Ricky Joe. Not good. Not good at all. They are cooking down the. This is Peter. Peter says, they are cooking down the OLM. And assembly first, they are getting ready for tanking. Well, it looks like, yeah, we're seeing something going on again, huh? What is going on? What is going on? Huh. Interesting. We will see. Keep eyes open. Keep eyes open. I'm not going to shut down as of yet. So keep an eye open here. According to NASA space flight. Okay, NASA space. Okay. Why is there a crown? Yeah, Ali said, well, the crowns have to do with like how much participation. Like if you do like a lot of commenting and back and forthing, you get crowns now. And the more crowns are like higher crowns, number like crown number one, two, whatever. I think that's what it has to do with. Let's see. Okay, let me see if we can get Shannon back on here and see if it works. So here we go. All right, Shannon, I threw you back on here. Um, let's see if it echoes. Now, don't say anything, guys. Shannon is not speaking, just me. Um, is there an echo now that Shannon is back? Peter says they cool down the system first, so there is no sudden chill shock. Right.
I'm afraid to speak.
There's no echo. Okay, so there's no echo. Shannon is back. Okay, no echo this time. Can you guys hear Shannon?
Can you hear me now?
Sounds clear.
Can you hear me now?
Interesting. Okay. All is good. All right. So the only thing that we're having now is I cannot hear Shannon. Okay. So that's pretty good. At least we don't have that echo anymore. Let me see if I can let me see if I can hear Shannon. Hang in there 1 second here. Audio, external.
Yeah, while he's doing that. So
Let me
I'm on my
see.
laptop because Joe
There we go.
my computer.
All right.
Oh, you can
Now
hear
I
me
can
now?
hear you. Yep.
And
Now
I
I
was
can
just
hear you.
talking some crap. Now I gotta stop. No.
Just keep talking the crap. I'm okay with it. I'm okay
I'm
with it.
gonna need tech
Shannon.
support.
Oh, jeez. Man, oh man.
So there's
So,
obviously I've got the new camera up here, which is what I'm using, and
right.
there's two choices or three choices for a microphone on this thing. And so what was happening was I was using the Insta, so the Insta was hearing you and feeding
And
it
then
back.
back feeding it back
Yeah,
in.
so I figured that out.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. That's good. At least we figured it out. That's good. I like to see it. I like to see it. Just like that's the whole thing. That's why I wanted to do this too, because this is the type of stuff that we don't need to do while we're live from South Padre. So and like I said, guys, when we're over there live, we're gonna have our own feed. We will have SpaceX's feed going and all the rest of the stuff. And just so once they're down to like T minus 5 minutes, 4 minutes, our big mugs will no longer be on the screen, or they will be very small, like thumbnail size, and you will see the entire screen with the coverage. Because I know some people have said, oh, should I watch you or should I watch, direct coverage through SpaceX? Whatever you want to do is fine. But if you do watch coverage when we are covering it right from South Padre, just bear in mind you're going to see the whole thing and you're not going to have to worry about that. And matter of fact, I might even put Bozo on there during the launch. Do you think we should do that? No, no, no Bozo? Should we? No, you don't think so?
I was supposed to try to find some time to make you a new one, but
Okay.
obviously I've been overwhelmed with everything.
Like this guy right here.
I don't know,
So
like
we
Bo-
could do like I don't know,
Fab
Jeff
hates
Bezos.
Bozo.
I know Jeff Bezos here. He looks kind of icky. I don't know what it is or something about him, but
It's just a creepy. The face doesn't match the body, and
yeah, it is kind of creepy. It is definitely
yeah,
creepy, but
yeah.
we know that his SpaceX Starlink version, which is I don't even know, Project Kuiper is like a pipe dream for this man. I think there's now 52, I want to say, satellites on orbit. So let me shut him off. I can't have him dancing here anymore. You know what? Let's put Elon on. Should I put? Nah, we're not gonna put him on. So, but yeah, that's the whole thing. It's they have 52 satellites. Some people have said, hey, Joe, do you think that there's going to be competition, with SpaceX Starlink and Amazon and Jeff Bezos over there and his Project Kuiper? Is it going to work? And the answer is no. It is not for years. Just stop already. And it's just not going to happen. So I want to know, Shin, are you excited about South Padre?
I'm not excited about the drive.
Yeah,
you know, Joe's
I know.
flying. So his
I'm
drive
flying.
consists of 10 miles from the airport to the hotel.
No, no, I have to go all the way to Fort Lauderdale. So I have to drive at like 3 o'clock in the morning or 2:30 in the morning. I have to drive an hour and a half to Fort
Okay.
Lauderdale to, yeah. So that's going to be my crappiness of getting there. But you are going to be taking the truck. So you're going to have like what, a
Nine,
15-hour drive,
19.
19,
So I'm breaking it up, guys.
breaking it up.
I'm in Phoenix, so I'm old. I got all kinds of ailments, and so we're going to El Paso for night one, and then night two is from El Paso, or day two is from El Paso to San Antonio. I believe that is the longest leg. And then we're gonna spend the night there in the River Walk, check that, or the River Walk there in downtown San Antonio, check that stuff out. Then we wake up Sunday morning and drive from San Antonio down to South Padre. So that one's easy. That's like 5 hours. And I'm
Yeah, that's
really
nothing.
upset there are no Buc-ee's gas stations along my trip because I haven't seen one
Bucky's.
yet, and I want to see one. They're building one out here in Arizona, 2026. I apparently it's like a Walmart. I mean, they got everything in there. Everybody keeps saying Buc-ee's. Anyway, so yes,
Yeah.
long drive. Looking forward to it. Somewhat bummed
Yeah.
at the delay in the schedule, which complicates things a little bit. But
Yes.
Joe and I will hang out down there for as long as we can until the money runs out.
Yeah,
Right?
the money, the food, the booze. I don't know
Yeah,
something.
yeah, 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 yeah,
When everything runs out, then we'll have to be on the way back. So, guys, I have a one-way ticket to Starbase. So I do not have a return ticket as of yet. So I don't know. I'm going to be there for a little bit, and if things just go sideways for a day or two, it's fine. We're going to stay. How much longer after that? I don't know. We'll have to see how schedules go, and then I'll just have to jump on a plane, take an Uber back to an
yeah.
airport, and
But
and come back.
but
So, but I would like to be able to cover stuff right from Starbase. That
and
would be awesome,
that's what I'm
anyways,
talking
right?
about
So,
is there's got to be some stuff down there that's going to make interesting videos for the channel. So if it's there, we're going to find it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, if I can get on top of one of these rockets and ride it, I mean, that would
Not
be kind of cool.
likely. That would probably
like
be a
like
one-way
Wiley
trip.
Coyote, or what was it, the Road Run with the Road
Yeah,
Runner
Roadrunner and
with
Coyote. Yeah,
the Acme rocket.
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
So we're going to be fully equipped. No, no
Let me go
expense has been
grab you
spared for
talk. Let
this
me go
trip.
grab one of these lenses that I was talking about. Hold on.
I mean, we're going to be like, um, we're going to have the Starlink Mini. So if we want to go mobile and drive around or do whatever we want, we can go. He can go live from any location if he wants to go live from any location. So we have all the goodies to go along with it to try to make it a very interesting and exciting experience for both parties, for everybody. So Joe
Yeah,
will
yeah.
think up some
And
content. Oh,
this would be
there's
one of
yes.
this will be one of the lenses that we'll be using. I have like some other torpedoes over there. And so I'm most likely what I'll end up doing is putting these on like a tripod and pointing them straight at the launch site, taking a lot of stills, and then probably going into like a video mode and capturing some video too. But we will see on what we can do. Because remember, we're not like an entire crew, right? So, Shannon was nice enough to be coming with me on this whole thing, and he's just, he's been doing a lot of back end leg work, but it's literally just the two of us. So it's like this, it's like, hey, do you want to work the shotgun, or do you want to work? What do you want to do? So there's just a lot going to be going on. So I'm kind of, I'm excited about it. I just think it's going to be just a lot of fun to be able to do it. And like I told everyone earlier, this would be the first one that I actually cover in person, because once again, it is Texas in comparison to here. Whereas once they come here and Starbase 2 is in Florida, off the Space Coast, literally 3 hours north of me, then you will have a long trip to come this way if you want to come this way. But what I understand though is eventually all of the main, let's say, Starship launches are going to happen from Florida, and then all of the tests are going to happen from Starbase in Texas. So that'll be interesting, right? Because then all of like the big stuff is going to happen right up the road for me. So I'm excited, right? So I don't know.
Look at
Maybe we have
some
to
of these
buy
comments, especially
some of the what?
Welch. Look at some of the comments.
Okay, we got to get in here. Let me see. Let me see. Because you're making comments or okay, what let me see. You read them. You read them if I miss
All
something.
right. Well, the one that stands out to me right
Yes.
away, really caught my eye, is of course from Welch Farms. Shannon will be there alone. Joe will be held at TSA as Fab is not there to protect him, i.e., keep him out of trouble.
So guys, if you, so do you guys remember if anyone was with us on so on Friday we did a live show, right? And we talked about the blackout and whatever, and I talked about the experience in TSA and how I basically got assaulted by a TSA individual that had to be all up in my junk and asked me to go into a private room. Yes. And he said, I'm just gonna touch you with the back of my hand. But but how many times are you going to do that over? Okay, so anyways, yeah, well, if you guys remember, I said, listen, we cannot bring our bear spray, right, because it'll blow up on the plane. And I remember at the time I told my wife, I'm like, I spent $60 in this bear spray. I got to get rid of it. That pisses me off. Okay, fine. I went into my bag. I couldn't find it. So I'm like, maybe I left it at Big Sky at the condo, right? Yeah, I left it. Wink. And so I put the thing all together. I put it up. I'm like, you know what? If they find this thing, that's fine. Take it off. I don't even care, right? I can't find it. I'm not looking for it. Go screw, basically. So sure damn enough, guys, I took my bag apart just the other day, and inside of my shoe, wrapped up in a plastic bag because the shoes were so muddy from this hiking trip, like 1,300 feet up, was the bear spray. So, so after all this time, yeah, I ended up having the bear spray. It didn't blow up. So why do they have to take the damn thing? I don't know. But it was actually wrapped inside of a plastic bag. Not because of the bear spray, but it was inside the plastic bag because it was inside the shoe. That's where I ended up putting it at the time, and I forgot all about it. So there you go. I
Have you
plead
mentioned the shirts yet, Joe?
no, I have not. Shirts. Now, is it now they should be live on the channel, I believe. You should be able to take a look on the channel and there should be a way to buy shirts. So check this out. Let go over to jchristina.com/shop. Once again, jchristina.com/shop, jchristina.com/shop. And then go down to apparel, click on apparel. And the very first shirt, you can see the very first thing, because it's the brand new one, it's a crew t shirt. Click on it. And as you can see, the back of it, matter of fact, let me go and see if I can bring this over. Let me
Pull
see,
it
let me
up.
see, let me see. I'm going to try pulling this thing up. I'm going to do it. Let me see. Let me add this in browser. Let's see. Shop. Let's do this and then do that. And I'll do 1920 by 1080 and hit OK. And let's see if this works. Did this work? It did work. Check it out, guys. Do you see it? All right. So that's it right here. That is the site. Let me go and interact with it
There
and
it
let me
is.
see if I can bring this up. So that's the front. As you can see, that is the front. You can see the J Christina and my little megabit dude. I love megabit. He's just cool. Um, and let me see. This is what the back looks like, guys. Check it out. Lift off with us. Lift off with us. IFTX, IFT10, and then the J Christina. So let me go ahead. I'm going to shrink this and I will stick it over here. This is what it looks like, guys. This is what it looks like. Very cool. So if you want to support the channel, I'm going to stick that right here just for now, just so you guys can see it. That's what the shirt looks like, commemorating this time going to South Padre, to the Starbase to watch this launch. So there you go. Just go over to J Christina, jchristina.com/shop, jchristina.com/shop. And now, supposedly on the channel, it might pop up at the bottom where you can actually order something right from
It
YouTube.
didn't for me.
That's no, yeah, that's something new. So maybe it will. I don't know. But that's what it looks like. That is the back. Um, Sadly, this does not look like it's happening, is it? Does it? Does it? Man. Oh well. Kind of is what it is. What can we do? What can we do? Let me see. If you have a
What?
question, put at J Christina. At J Christina. I'm gonna take a couple of questions, like another 5-10 minutes, whatever, and then we'll get out of here because this thing is not going off.
That live
This
view has
is not
changed
going to.
now.
Has it?
Or the shirt covering up the I can't tell.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, no, I did. I put the shirt covering up one of the feeds.
Okay.
Well, one of the feeds is saying one of the feeds is who is it? Is Lab Padre, and then the feed underneath it is NSF. So either one, we're going to be able to see it. So I can put that anywhere. Ricky Joe says beautiful with the TSA. I like. Be careful with the TSA. May not know what it is. Remember, and like the thing. Yes, the my microphone. They didn't know what the heck it was at all. My microphone. They looked at it. They thought it was like some kind of device that shouldn't be in there. I don't know. I don't know. So there you go. It looks like NSF is calling it, they're calling it a day. We'll just leave that coverage on there. And, you know, what we'll do, I will bring this down to here and, we will move it if we need to. But anyway, so thank you for that, Ricky Joe. Robert says time for me to go. Thank you, Robert, for being here. I appreciate you. Leaf Minder says, why no shirts for tall people? So that crew, yes, I wish the people would have different types of shirts. Basically, that shirt that you see where it says lift off with us, IFTX, that shirt comes in a small to a 4X. That's it. So, and Shannon, you got the 4X, right? Okay, so it comes from so you can get it between small size up to 4X. The thing is they don't have a specific tall version of any of their shirts. I looked, which is kind of weird, don't you think, Shannon? I don't
No,
know, but
and I understand what he's saying because even me as a big guy, sometimes I struggle trying to find a 4X.
right.
No, hey, I'm gonna have to mute myself. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so that kind of makes it a little bit difficult, you know. My apologies. I wish there was a way that we could fix that, so to speak. Um, but there's just no way. There's no way. I'm going to bring this down here, the shirt, right down to about here. It looks like NSF is calling it a night. They're calling it a night. So we'll just put that down here
Bummer.
and we will leave, yeah, we will leave Lab Padres shot there. And as you can see, even with the Lab Padre shot, there's absolutely no off gassing at all. That's already done. It's finalized for today. So we'll see what ends up happening tomorrow. I don't know. I have a feeling. I have a
Well,
feeling that'll end up happening tomorrow, but we will see.
yeah, they
I
do have
mean,
the closure scheduled for tomorrow as well, I believe, right?
yeah, Yeah, I think
But you know
so.
what I brought up
So
earlier, and I think you mentioned it earlier in your broadcast, but I mean the risk of that thing is just would set back the program if something bad happened for months.
for
They would,
months,
they would have to go straight to
absolutely.
block three
They, yeah, I mean,
because
well,
that
they don't
tower's
even.
almost done, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, they have the new tower that's almost finished. Um, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it would literally set them back a long time. I don't think that it's a really a smart thing to test that there, considering they blew the same ship up just a few weeks ago.
I'm with you. I'm with
I
you.
just I think it is just not a smart decision. I
I
would rather see them not test it at all and literally wing it and put the thing on top of a super heavy and just let it rip than light that thing up and watch that thing burn right there. Because listen, okay, so obviously we don't want to see Mechazilla get damaged because that will set everything back, right? That's a problem. But also, just in the vicinity there, you have a ton of tanks. I mean, if that thing goes up, it's going to be very bad, like really bad. So even with the gas that we saw being onboarded, you know, just by the off gassing, I have a feeling they were not going to test this thing like all six. I have a feeling they were going to test one engine or maybe the inners and that's it, or maybe like two outers or something. I don't think they were going to do a full burn on this thing. That's my personal opinion. Like I wouldn't do it in the first place, like I said. But this is definitely a bunch of like young guys that were doing the mathematics. They're like, okay, like if we do this and we do that, this should happen and this, and then here's my math kind of thing. And maybe someone said, you know what, I don't like it, even though the math works out. I don't like it. Like if they never blew, like if the old like if 36 didn't blow up just a couple of weeks ago, it'd be like, okay, I mean, I get it, but it just blew up and took out like a bunch of crap over there. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and the amount of time that it took to make the modifications to the actual launch pad just to do a static fire. I mean, I don't know how much damage was done to the old static fire testing, but apparently
Yeah,
they were not able to fix or rebuild that in time. So, you know, I get it. I get disappointed when there's delays. I want to see success. I want to see progress myself.
yeah,
But you know, at a risk to the program, I don't know. And you have said several times, let's just move on. Let's just move on to block three, right?
yeah. Yeah, a couple of times ago, actually.
Yeah, because
I
block
feel
two
like
has been a disaster.
Block Two has been the Black Rabbits. I mean, Block 2 has been like the thorn, right, in their side, for the pebble in their shoe, so to speak,
Yeah.
for months and months and months now. Guys, they blew up IFT 7. They blew up IFT 8. They blew up IFT 9, all within 6 to 8 minutes. T minus or T plus 6 to 8 minutes.
Well,
Gone. And that's
there's
it.
a really good question that I don't have the answer to. Um, I don't have my glasses on, but looks like I don't know how to pronounce it either. But Valo, I'm just going to do that. Would
Uh,
the FAA grant permission if the chip had not done a static fire test?
that's a really good question. And the I really don't have an answer to that. I don't have an answer to that because seeing that ship 36 blew up on the ground, um, they might not want or need an investigation, but maybe they need a static test. Maybe they need the static test fire on it. Maybe they need to just be like, okay, this is. semi okay. I mean, I don't know. I really don't have an answer to that. Um, the FAA, they don't they even though they're a lot more lenient than they were in the past administration to Elon Musk and SpaceX, they're still very adamant about certain things. And, they don't want to see anyone hurt
They
and
have to
nothing.
protect the public. I mean, that's the bottom
Yeah,
line. I'm not looking for, special favors that bypasses safety by no means. But
right.
no political BS.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what was happening in the past administration. There was a lot of this political
Yeah.
BS where they were going back and forth, and they were like denying them because of like fern and water quality from the deluge system after Elon said, "Well, listen, the water that we're using is drinking water. You can go drink it if you want. It's not going to poison anybody." But they were doing everything in their power to make it a thing. So, I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see. Once again, guys, if you want one of those shirts, check it out. Liftoff with us. Once again, South Padre. August 4th, hoping, maybe August 5th, I don't know. I want to see this thing. If they do this static test fire tomorrow, I mean, that normally means it'll take a week, which sucks because that will put us into about the 7th, not the 4th, maybe the 6th, not the 4th. So I don't know. What are we looking for
If
as
things go
deadline?
smooth,
Yeah.
um, because they guesstimate roughly a week, but you need to take in, or we need to take into account the fact that they had to modify the launch thing for the static, which means they got to take all that crap off.
Yeah,
So
part,
how long
yeah.
is that going to take?
Yeah, well I think that will account for the week.
Okay.
That's more than enough time. I think they put that together in a day or two. I don't think it took that long for them to
Okay.
set that up. So maybe a couple of days, to get it back to, ground zero, like at the beginning, point where they can use it for what it needs to be used for, not a static test fire. So yeah, even even just thinking about it today and just talking about it, just thinking about doing a static test fire after the last ship literally blew up right there on the pad, just to me makes absolutely zero sense. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But like someone said, maybe it's required. FAA requires it, and they couldn't test it over there at Massey because the thing's blown up. There's
Yeah,
no they,
I think they're
you know they
doing cryo testing on ship 38
yeah,
over there, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They're doing the cryo testing, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Why no shirts for tall people? That was from Lee Binder. Who else? What else we got here? Time for me to go. That was Robert. Any other questions, guys? Before we get off here, put in at J Christina. Once again, at J Christina. Let's
Yeah. Apparently
see.
you don't ship to Estonia.
I don't know. Why not?
I don't
Why
know.
don't I? Yeah,
I,
it goes through the company that's actually printing them is what, Printful.
yeah. So
So
I
why
don't
they
I don't
why they don't
know
know.
would be my answer to that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Sorry,
do know they
sorry about that.
yeah, I do know that I think they ship worldwide, but it depends on who
Certain
the
locations,
vendor or
it's
whatever.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Printful, they do. I know they do Canada, Mexico. I know they do all different portions of Europe, but who knows? I don't know. I wish there was a way that we can like, but kind of is what it is. But thank you, anyways, for your support. Regardless, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. The FAA sucks, Dutch Linux says. Let's see. Valo says Elon trolled fish and in wildlife. Absolutely. So the environmentalists who were concerned about the sharks saying it didn't rule out the possibility that some fish had been hit. Yeah. um, I mean, they literally made Elon Musk years ago. Um, Build very large headphones and put headphones on, I believe it was a seal. I think it was a seal. No, 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 I'm not. This isn't bullshit now, right? Stop laughing. Big headphones on like a seal, I think it was, and play sounds of the rocket launch and that sound barrier being broken to see if it disturbed the seal to or had any type of negative side effect from listening to those sounds. And this is no shit. They literally made him do that. This is Fish and Wildlife. So the amount of BS that this man has had to go through in the past is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that?
Well,
Could you imagine making
yeah.
a headset for seal?
Do you
I
remember
mean,
months ago when I don't remember if it was the prior administration or the new one. I can't remember, but the discussion of Elon should get his own island or something like that.
right.
they're so close to that Mexican border. He should just call up Mexico, say, hey, I'll give you $100 million for 100 acres right there at the border, and then he won't call it Elon. I mean, I don't know what you would call it, but I
Yeah.
mean, he just, yeah. So the whole seal
Elon
thing, that's
Mex.
ridiculous. They could do that with any animal, you know.
No, it would be ME with a big X.
Yeah.
Mex. Right? I
Oh,
like
there
that.
you go.
Mex.
See,
Done.
and
Done. That's it.
I I don't.
You know,
To be honest with you, I've never
no,
been
I don't want
down
to see
there,
that
so
kind
I
of
don't know
happen.
what's on the other side of the border right there. But there's a lot of options if he keeps getting messed with. But obviously
Yeah.
we don't want these things crashing and killing wildlife, all the
No, of
time.
course
But
not. Of
accidents
course not.
happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you
I
kill a
mean, if
shark,
you
then
watch
make
if
tacos. You know.
that's right. If we were privy to all of the hard crashes that happen in China where people are actually
Yeah.
dying, um, you wouldn't even consider what he's doing as being anything negative at all. Because
Exactly.
they will literally launch a rocket, the thing will fall back and like take out half of a village. People are running. Gayaka! Like Godzilla is coming, or they're running, and the thing is coming. And I've seen some video of this, literally smashing into the side of a mountain and taking out and yeah, killing people. And they're like, I don't know. Next day, they're gonna launch another one. That's it. And over here, they would literally go, if that was to happen and he actually killed one person, never mind like a whole half a village, one person, it would be done. They
Yeah.
would have an investigation for 6 months, for 9 months, and they would crawl up every orifice. He would just literally be finished.
Yeah.
Um,
Dutch makes a
so
good point. He
what is
says,
that?
I think the headset itself disturbed the seal more than the noise. And that's true. That seal must have been
Strap
uncomfortable
this
with the
thing
damn
on.
headset over his head. Whose
Like
crazy ass
what?
idea was that? Oh, it's not
What is
quiet.
that? Then hearing sounds that he's never heard before,
Yeah.
like sonic booms and
He's
freaking
scarred
just
for life.
yeah, they ruined the poor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't
But
know.
yeah,
I don't know.
stuff gets never mind.
Yeah, no, it gets
It's
whacked.
hard to go down
So
that road without,
yeah, no, I
yeah.
know. Without
Never
going
mind.
down that road, I
Back
know,
up.
I know.
Rewind. So anyway, Joe, on a
Peter,
side
Peter,
note,
Peter said,
oh,
Joe, just drop your pants and dance like Jeff Bozo, and you'll be fine from TSA. That's good shit. I like it.
oh,
I like it, man. Oh
they'll
no,
probably
no,
put you
no.
away in a mental institution for
Probably,
that.
yeah. They would probably just lose it. It would just be
Yeah.
lost. So, but anyways, yeah. Last words, and then I'm just gonna call it here.
My last
Anything you
words or
want?
your
Yeah,
last words?
anything you want to say?
Um, nope. Uh,
No. All right. So,
we will see you guys at some point next week, live or
yep.
not,
Yeah.
from South Padre Island, aka Starbase, Texas.
Yes.
We're gonna have a really good time. So if any of you are, within that vicinity and are either coming down for the launch or want to come down and have dinner, we're at Margaritaville. Just if you're how do they get to the community page? So they got to be a
Yeah.
member.
Yeah. So if you just go to go to youtube.com/J Christina, You can go to the community page there, and then what I will do is I will put like an address and a time, or maybe a map or some shit. I don't know. I'll put just keep watching that community page right from the channel. That's the easiest way. I'll probably post some stuff, or I'll have Fabiola post something. If not, I will on Instagram
There you
too,
go.
so that you can get it on Instagram too, so you'll know where we'll be and the times and stuff, and maybe we can meet up and have a beer or something
Yeah.
and shake
You
hands
know,
and
I
stuff. That'd be kind of
I
fun.
don't
So
drink very much, but I was telling my wife
I
who
don't
will be
either.
accompanying us
Yeah,
that I just feel like going down there. It just seems like the environment that I would want to have a drink. So,
yeah.
or
Just
two
have
or three.
one,
I don't know.
two, whatever. Yeah, I just I'm not a drinker either. I'm more like I'm in the gym. That's
Yeah.
that's my thing. I'm like
Yeah.
I don't
I'm an
I don't
eater.
drink very much. Yeah, I'm I'm an eater too, and I end up eating like a lot of like the proteins and all the rest of this stuff. So that's like my eatery, just like and I don't even like to. It gets sick of eating after a while from
Yeah.
all the stuff.
Not
So,
me.
but anyways, so so, anyways, guys, listen, thank you for being here. Sorry that this thing didn't test fire. It could be a good thing. It probably was a good thing that it didn't go off. So, if they had any fear that it would have blew up on the pad, they were going to abort it, guaranteed, and it seemed to have been aborted. We saw that off gassing get to be violent towards the end, where there was a ton of off gassing happening. So we know that they were getting rid of a lot of propellant at the time. And the amount that they put on probably says that it only justifies for maybe a 3 engine light, something like that, maybe even a single engine light. Who knows? They could have just been bringing everything up to temperature, making sure nothing just went boom, just haphazardly like happened the last time, and then maybe they weren't even going to do it today and they were going to do it tomorrow. Maybe they just brought it up to temperature, make sure it held cryo and not ended up bursting like the last one,
True.
then sucked it all out, right? And then said, listen, tomorrow we're going to actually do the full test. So, who knows? That's something that they could have thought of. So I don't know. But anyways, guys, thanks again for being here. We will see you most likely tomorrow live. Take a look at that video that I did today. Good stuff. It'll make you maybe pause a little bit when it comes to your usage of ChatGPT and all the
Yes.
rest of them.
Me too.
All right, guys, take care. We'll see you soon. Thanks a
See
lot.
you
Many
guys.
blessings.